The smuggling district in the city bustles with vitality. In an old house, a hanging sign clearly advertises organ trading. A man arrives, boldly offering a kidney for sale. Then adds armor as well. The shopkeeper, surprised, reminds him he already sold many organs and another sale means death within 2 days. But the young man insists it is all worth it to save his gravely ill sister. Hearing this, the owner slowly raises a shining knife and declares he will act. The young man accepts. The cold blade slices through the air. A painful scream echoes through the room. Afterward, he blends into the crowded streets, walking firmly. Both eyes were taken, and his knees and hips ache with numbness. Yet he calmly observes his surroundings. Relieved no one follows him. His eyes gradually regenerate, restoring full vision. The wound at his waist vanishes completely without a trace. Holding the money tightly, he smiles, satisfied it is enough for the job change ritual fee. Entering a narrow alley, he admits the story of a sick sister and dying mother was only a deception. He laughs gleefully. Then he slowly introduces himself. He is Dai Lin, a transmigrant orphan with no sister at all. In this world, spiritual energy has returned and demons roam everywhere. Ferocious beasts rampage cruelly. Secret realms and dungeons spread wide, making orphans' survival difficult. Until he discovered his power of body regeneration, restoring even organs and limbs from any injury. He exploited this talent by trading his own body parts. He strives to gather 100,000 coins for the red rank job change ritual. Only by passing it can he awaken strength to survive and protect the orphanage. Today is the decisive moment for that ritual. Suddenly, a beautiful young woman appears. And someone wonders why a poor man like him is here. Dai Lin plays the tragic role, claiming he borrowed money to attend. Shocking the girl. 2 bystanders pity him, fearing if his class is useless he will toil forever to repay debt. Miss Wong forces a smile, encouraging him to go inside. The ritual is about to begin. On a wide grassland, strange stones are scattered around. An old man on the high platform calls for the next person. The crowd murmurs about Gao Dawu's poor background. While Dai Lin fears drawing only a life class would ruin him, the officiant instructs to place a hand on the magic array. Speaking solemnly, the system announces, a low-level life profession, leaving the awakened despairing as the crowd mocks loudly. The principal reassures, saying no profession is useless, only weak people. Next, a beautiful young lady is called forward. The crowd erupts in cheers. It is Jia Zheni, their goddess. The principal smiles warmly at her and offers encouragement, which she politely returns. The young woman gently placed her hand on the large orb. Immediately, a blazing phoenix appeared, covering the magic array. The entire audience and the principal were stunned, as she awakened as an SSS rank fire mage. The crowd could only marvel and envy because their goddess was granted supreme power. Da Lin stood afar, secretly sighing at the luck and might of the fire mage class. The principal excitedly declared this a major event and would plan her training after the ceremony. Next, Da Lin was called, and the crowd buzzed about the poor student who borrowed debt to join. Ignoring all whispers, the young man strode forward confidently, refusing to be anyone's background. In his eyes burned the flame of determination. This was the destined moment to change his life. Future as a cripple or a world-dominating figure. All hinged on this instant. He focused and poured his strength into the massive magic array beneath his hand. Suddenly, a colossal azure dragon manifested in the sky. The sight was so overwhelming that the entire Qingcheng city saw it clearly. Even Da Lin, the summoner, was shaken to his core by the dragon's might. He was utterly astonished by this spectacle. His body glowed, radiating a dazzling brilliance. No one could believe a poor man in debt had awakened as an SSS rank. Even a variant class. Even he doubted himself as he felt the new power surging inside. The principal cheered, declaring Yi Lin an SSS rank forbidden summoner and the academy's pride. 59. But then he froze, stunned, asking again, is he really a forbidden summoner? The crowd mocked that the class is short-lived. No one lives past 25. And he'll die soon. Jia Zhe immediately turned and left, sighing coldly with regret. Spectators continued jeering, calling him a dreamer and saying SSS classes are useless and doomed. The principal hurriedly advised that a glorious short life is better than a mediocre long one. Yi Lin smiled and accepted, vowing to burn bright even if until 25, pleasing the principal who promised personal training. Inwardly he was pleased because of his immortal body, unafraid of the so-called lifespan cutoff. The ceremony ended and the courtyard fell silent. He walked away slowly, exhausted but relieved, wanting only to rest. Suddenly, a voice called after him from behind. Jia Yi smiled brightly and suggested forming a team with him to avoid an early death. He waved her off, thanked her but refused to join. The girl fumed, angrily calling him stubborn before walking away. He slung on his backpack and continued, feeling untroubled. However, a group blocked his path claiming to be Gui Xiao's thugs, mocking him for thinking becoming a forbidden summoner lets him hold his head high. Facing them, Yi Lin only felt weary from the trouble started by one girl's taunt. They ridiculed his situation and offered him work at their corporation, asking him to call their boss, Big Brother, for perks. One guy sneered that tomorrow he should buy incense for those, already dead, at the orphanage. The ruined image of the orphanage suddenly flashed in his mind. The scene imprinted itself in his memory, making his heart ache. Years of enduring malicious mockery forged deep resentment in him. Anger flared in Yi Lin's eyes when he heard the insults. He raised his hand, shouted that they had provoked him, startling them and daring them to confront him. Raging, he attacked, declaring he would not allow anyone to insult the deceased's memory. A pillar of bright blue light suddenly shot down, forcing the crowd to recoil in panic. Seeing the misty pit before them, they screamed in panic and questioned his reckless action. Yi Lin merely looked coldly, challenging anyone to come closer. Terrified, the group fled in disorder, thinking he intended to commit suicide. After they disappeared, he sighed, a mix of disappointment and annoyance. Walking on, he muttered about his internal organs' condition, suspecting some part was weakening. Above, an observer shook his head, thinking a few taunts had driven him to take risks and doubting his prospects. Not long after, he returned to the old lodging where he once stayed. Dropping his backpack, he sighed in relief at being back in a familiar place. Sitting down, he considered the sacrifices needed to maintain recovery, fearing ultimate power might cost his life. His head spun from the side effects of regeneration, leaving him exhausted and disheartened. Staring at the ceiling light, he felt drowsy, as if ready to let go of all plans. At a powerful mansion, Lang Ning angrily urged his father to take revenge, while the father calmly repeated his lessons. He frowned, saying an SSS level forbidden spell master was a huge risk with no benefit for them. He growled, crushing his cigarette into the ashtray. Risking life over insults showed poor control. He reminded that Yi Lin was only a poor student, while their family never lacked money, coldly advising Lang Ning to exploit his greatest advantage against the enemy's weakest point. The next day at Ching Cheng Academy, welcome banners for new students and participants of the trial exam were hung everywhere. Yi Lin appeared tired, yawning constantly from lack of sleep, while whispers spread that he had become a forbidden spell master and even disciplined young master Lang Ning. Suddenly, a voice called from behind. Classmate Yi. Lang Ning appeared with a bright smile, greeting him and offering breakfast, asking if he hadn't eaten. Yi Lin took it with suspicion, asking if Lang Ning wanted to poison him since he couldn't beat him. But Lang Ning only laughed, claiming it was gratitude. Amid the bustling crowd, Yi Lin frowned at the thanks, but Lang Ning nodded earnestly, saying Yi Lin's arrival awakened him from a meaningless life. Yi Lin sipped water and calmly asked him to speak directly about what he wanted. The person before him suddenly knelt on one knee, loudly declaring he wanted to acknowledge him as Big Brother. These words stunned Yi Lin. Call me Big Brother? Did I hit you, stupid? But Lang Ning insisted seriously, saying after yesterday's beating he reflected a lot, and to excel he needed someone worthy to learn from. Yi Lin smirked, asking if paying tuition was necessary. Lang Ning nodded rapidly, calling him Big Brother and asking for his account number to transfer money. Yi Lin casually gave a number, demanding 2 million as one term's tuition. Lang Ning gaped and shouted at the cost, but Yi Lin sneered, telling him to have his father send the money. Later, the group gathered before a gate woven from small trees, where voices from above announced the novice secret realm portal had opened and testing would begin. They wished the candidates the best achievements. The students shouted in unison, "Victory! Victory!" Professors above discussed how the two team leaders were both SSS level classes from Ching Academy this year. While the weary principal sighed, saying he had told them one SSS was enough. Yet they both switched into SSS, wasn't it infuriating? Though speaking humbly, the principal's gleeful expression angered the others, who turned away, but he still smiled cheerfully, asking why they were so quiet. That group withdrew in anger, one scholar grumbled and excused himself, prompting everyone else to rush into the great gate. The announcement signaled the candidates to enter the exam zone. Character A approached to propose cooperation. Character B politely declined. The female showed annoyance, mocking him as arrogant and warning no one could save him if he sought trouble. He ignored her and hurried through the wide passage. The group was transported to a new area, but he alone landed among dense trees. He scanned around in surprise, puzzled that no one else appeared and wondering if the teleportation was random. A giant striped cat suddenly poked its head up behind him, smiling fearlessly. He called it a kitten and lit a small glow in his hand to test beast capturing magic. A strong strike from above instantly killed the level 1 beast, granting 10 experience points. Yi Lin strolled on but calculated that gaining only 10 points was too slow and he needed a better method. Suddenly, a horde of ferocious beasts charged in like a storm. He quickly searched for a retreat while hoping to earn considerable points from this wave. Abruptly he halted mid-step. He braced himself to face the oncoming pack of beasts. His eyes turned icy, challenging them with a new ultimate skill. A massive surge of energy erupted from his body. He uses the secret art of destroying reincarnation. A radiant halo spreads, covering the entire forest. He tells himself this technique boosts everything, enough to wipe out high-level beasts. His figure darts through the horde of monsters. His sharp force slices enemies like thin paper. The foes vanish, leaving only scattered remnants. However, the secret art exhausts his body. Within minutes he weakens, skin shriveling and face haggard, forcing a time limit. Thanks to immortality, his body quickly restores, ready to fight again. He cuts off his own hand, using it as an offering. His remaining hands form seals, creating a strange magic array under his feet. Mystical green light pillars descend from the sky. He unleashes the forbidden spell, world-destroying Mad Thunder. The system alerts rapidly, mass beast kills, experience rewards, and new level gained. Deep Lin, Dai Lin, rejoices at leveling up and learns the secret art, Karma Fire Burning Heaven. The moon floats above, casting faint silver over the forest. A group of strangers suddenly appears, their faces tense, shocked by countless beasts burned away. A girl inspects every corner of the scene. She suspects the culprit is Karma Fire. She reasons that in Ching, no one but her has such strong firepower. Noticing odd traces, she finds man-made smoke and resolves to find the other fire wielder. By the campfire, large meat sizzles enticingly. Deep Lin, Dai Lin, tastes three-eyed demon boar meat to regain lost energy. After eating, he decides to move to another area to hunt more monsters. Suddenly, Jia Zhe appears behind him, startling him. She approaches and directly asks what he is doing here. Deep Lin, Dai Lin, sighs, annoyed at meeting her. He excuses himself as just grilling food. While Jia Zhe reminds him not to wander alone, he brushes it off, unwilling to argue, as she walks past leaving him dazed. Inwardly, he curses her strange way of thinking. Suddenly she turns back, asking if he saw anyone using strong firepower. Suspecting the Karma Fire wielder, Deep Lin, Dai Lin, lies, pointing elsewhere to mislead her, reminding himself to hide his power. Jia Zhe keeps walking. She regrets missing the chance to meet the Karma Fire user. Suddenly, she senses looming danger. Looking up, she is stunned by an enormous 8th-ranked blood dragon flying in. The monster dives straight down. She panics, knowing she cannot defeat such a creature. In crisis, she assumes Deep Lin, Dai Lin, must have fled. She unleashes her strongest move, Explosive Phoenix Fire, in counterattack. The dragon roars in pain when struck, but it immediately retaliates fiercely. Jia Zhe recklessly summons a battle weapon. Fierce flames erupt, striking at the colossal beast. But the blood dragon dodges easily and counters even harder. She is stunned, unable to believe what just happened. With no time to react, she takes the full blow. Badly injured, she blames her arrogance, feeling it shameful to die here. Suddenly, the flames of karma fire burning heaven erupt violently. The raging sea of fire engulfs the blood dragon, breaking it completely. In an instant, the dragon's corpse burns into ashes. Jia Zhe-ni is horrified, unable to believe an 8th-ranked beast fell. Turning to Dai Lin, she trembles, admitting she was just saved. Before her stands a cloaked man with a masked face, calling himself Lang Yi. Hearing this, she blushes shyly, but with sincere eyes, she asks his background and expresses gratitude. Disguised as Lang Yi, Dai Lin turns away, saying no repayment is needed. She tries to hold him back, but he interrupts. He coldly warns her not to follow, saying the place is too dangerous, and mocks her to fix her clothes. Jia Zhe-ni freezes when noticing her tattered outfit. She covers herself in shame, crying out loudly. Even so, she shouts her resolve to one day stand equal with Lang Yi. Dai Lin ignores her and quickly vanishes from sight. In a quiet spot, he sighs in relief, sure he escaped her pursuit. He reminds himself to level up quickly to make up for lost time. The system reveals a new skill, sacrificing lifespan to negate one fatal blow, which he finds both troubling and useful due to immortality. He grows excited, thinking even a stab through the heart won't harm him. A thought sparks. He imagines sacrificing even heart or brain would be fine. Marveling at the secret art, flames rise in his hand, his confidence and aura surging, as he laughs arrogantly. Outside the secret realm, on day 3, the stands are crowded with spectators. Parents proudly boasting of their children's level ups. Famous principals gather, speaking with envy at Qing Cheng's prodigy, sneering that profession matters less than level. People discuss the level 11 record, and Principal Su trusts this year's students will break the limit. A strange voice joins in, stirring more excitement. Jia Zhe Tianqing, father of Jia Zhe-ni, appears warmly, welcomed by the principals. He asks about his daughter, and Qing Cheng's principal praises Ni as their pride. He suddenly points at the gate, where signs of someone emerging flash. The crowd is surprised, since it's not yet time for a contestant to exit. The one emerging is Jia Zhe-ni. She approaches, smiling at her father and teachers. Asked why she returned early in her current level, she proudly declares she has reached level 12. The crowd is stunned, while Qing Cheng's principal rejoices at the broken record. Her father playfully scolds, regretting she didn't push to level 13. But she casually says the monsters were weak and rewards too little. In Jia Zhe-ni's eyes flashes determination. She left early to seek Lang Yi. At the same time, Dai Lin in the secret realm clears the battlefield, coughing lightly. He finds it odd, sneezing as if someone mentioned him. Looking around, he notices all high-level beasts gone, suspecting he killed too many. Excited, he decides to test the new forbidden spell, Swift Breath Rain. Sacrificing organs for speed, he chooses to sacrifice a kidney. His body accelerates insanely, surpassing rank 10 assassins, making him laugh happily. He soars rapidly through the sky. His speed is unmatched by anyone. Ahead, 3 violent wind mantises sense the approaching danger. Dai Lin coldly declares all 3 belong to him. He sacrifices his bladder and casts the ultimate, world-destroying Mad Thunder. Lightning strikes down, turning the monsters into charred remains. At the gate, many other contestants rush out in shock, relieved to survive. Jia Zhe-ni worries, surprised that Lang Yi hasn't appeared. The announcement says 5 minutes left. Principals discuss how this year's record surely belongs to Jia Zhe-ni, though they still watch for the last SSS student. With 3 minutes left, Jia Zhe-ni fears missing Lang Yi. Vowing to wait at the gate, a figure emerges from the gate, making her heart skip. But it is Dai Lin, who calmly says he only came out on time. Nothing strange. Jia Zhe-ni frowns, turning away with disdain, telling him to stay away. Dai Lin looks at her, feeling annoyed and bothered. A principal approaches to greet him, and Dai Lin politely responds. He calmly announces he has reached level 16. The crowd is shocked, since the record was only level 11. A forbidden spellcaster jumping to level 16 causes chaos. Qing Cheng's principal proudly praises him, while Jia Zhe Tianqing nods in approval. But Jia Zhe belittles him, saying he only leveled through forbidden spells. The crowd quickly agrees, mocking him as blindly using forbidden arts, claiming his lifespan won't last. Another principal suspects he was forced, arguing fiercely with Qing Cheng's principal. Dai Lin calmly affirms it was all voluntary, saying he wants to prove himself even at a cost. Jia Zhe Tianxing admires his resolve, acknowledging him as the top of the exam. He kindly introduces himself, offering Dai Lin his support if needed. Jia Zhe angrily insists Lang Yi is the true number one, her father showing curiosity about him. The principals discuss, saying they've never heard the name, but Ni insists he is the real genius. Dai Lin only sneers quietly, avoiding entanglement, asking to leave. Teachers and Jia Zhe Tianxing permit it, and he walks away without looking back. Jia Zhe keeps waiting at the gate. When time runs out, she panics, suspecting Lang Yi slipped away. Blaming Dai Lin, Jia Zhe Tianxing comforts her, saying he believes her and knows she left early to find her savior. He gently suggests Dai Lin might be Lang Yi, leaving her flustered and denying it. She firmly rejects, saying Dai Lin cannot compare with Lang Yi's superior fire mastery, making her father thoughtful. Elsewhere, Dai Lin keeps sneezing from irritation. He mutters on his chair, suspecting the girl is talking behind his back. Suddenly, a knock on the door surprises him as he wonders who the visitor is. Opening it, he sees a smiling man introducing himself as looking for Dai Lin, saying he has found him. The guest enters, introducing himself as Wang, director of a pharmaceutical company, proposing a representative contract with generous pay. Hearing the salary of 3 million, Dai Lin is stunned. Wang proudly shows his company's miracle drug called Brain Drinking Overlord. He promotes its effects of boosting intelligence and rejuvenating cells, with a compensation guarantee if ineffective. Dai Lin holds the bottle, thinking 3 million can buy many necessities. He tries a sip, tasting pleasant sweetness, but soon after, he feels dizzy. The symptoms worsen, making him collapse to the floor. Wang pulls out his phone, boasting the plan is done, and orders him taken away. They gather at an old warehouse, subordinates questioning why capture a student. The scar-faced leader coldly orders silence and strict guard duty. He inspects Dai Lin's body, shocked that all organs have regenerated. He grows ecstatic, imagining seizing the secret of bodily restoration. He fantasizes about limitless power and wealth, claiming an undefeated future, exciting everyone present. But suddenly he notices something odd and turns sharply to check. The protagonist awakens, still in place, stunning those who thought he'd stay unconscious for hours. The cold leader grows curious, asking when this one began following him. An opponent raises his weapon, calling himself a high-rank warrior, warning that if the other regains consciousness he'll stop fighting. He offers to spare his body if he submits. But the protagonist smirks, saying he is equally skilled. The enemy decides to act carefully, planning to burn the place without noise. He activates a seal, spreading eternal cold, his fading gaze freezing anything it touches, startling the foe. The protagonist's icy gaze sweeps the area. The opponent's body is quickly encased in ice. Confused at the unknown spell, he swings his weapon to shatter the ice, determined to break free. But fear fills his eyes. He cannot accept losing to someone weaker. Roaring in denial that the other is a monster, the protagonist sits calmly, saying they can now talk, asking if anyone else knows his regeneration ability. The foe denies and stays silent to protect the secret. The protagonist shrugs, pretending to believe, allowing the opponent a free strike. His 5 fists clench tightly. He smashes a heavy punch into the opponent's head. In an instant, the enemy vanishes. The protagonist leaves, sighing in relief, amused by the strange drink numbing his stomach. After a sacrificial rite, thunder crashes down, wiping out the guards. The once proud Wang kneels in tattered clothes, begging for life. As Dai Lin coldly demands the mastermind, he dares not reveal. Dai Lin presses harder, and the man breaks down crying, agreeing to confess. He admits the mastermind is Kong Sen of Qing Cheng, but Dai Lin still strikes, thunder obliterating him. Kong Senator, once among Qing Cheng's top 10 philanthropists, will surely be difficult to handle this time. In the black market lair, Kong Sen sits on a lavish chair, coldly asking about Kai Hu's disappearance. He questions with calm yet murderous tone, angry that even capturing a poor student failed. A subordinate bows, reporting no contact for half an hour. The farm burned, with traces of an expert's hand. Kong Sen slams the table in rage, roaring to find the culprit, scaring his men away. At the same time, Dai Lin arrives at a luxurious villa, greeted warmly by Gui Ling Ning, who boasts of his grand home. Ling Ning mentions 2 million, but Dai Lin interrupts, putting an arm around him, insisting they're brothers and money is nothing. Ling Ning smiles, leading him inside, calling him brother and treating the place as their shared home. But inwardly he thinks his father was right. Dai Lin is just rash and boastful. Dai Lin secretly plans to rely on the Gui family, making it hard for Kong Sen to act against him. Inside, scantily dressed maids bow, showing their bodies. Dai Lin feels slightly embarrassed. He compliments the lavishness. No wonder everyone craves money. Wealth truly creates a sharp divide. Ling Ning grins slyly, suggesting he pick a maid, making Dai Lin blush and pretend to agree. He quickly waves it off as a joke. Ling Ning laughs loudly, then urges him to change clothes for an important task. Dai Lin asks curiously but only gets the reply, "You'll see." The two arrive at a splendid hall. Ling Ning whispers this is Qing Cheng's annual auction. He says he'll introduce powerful figures, but Dai Lin casually refuses, only caring about filling his stomach. Ling Ning glances at him with disdain, mocking that the poor only think of food. Dai Lin buries himself at the banquet table, starving all night and now eating to his fill. Suddenly, a voice calls out, asking why he is here. Jia Zhe arrives with Lu Renwei, suspiciously questioning his identity. Dai Lin sighs, annoyed to meet this foolish girl again. Lu Renwei tilts her head, asking if he is the fire element prodigy. But Jia Zhe scornfully denies, accusing him of fleeing and leaving her in danger, then walks away. Dai Lin chuckles inwardly, thinking if she knew he was Lang Yi, she would be shocked. Ling Ning brings several people, formally introducing Dai Lin as their leader. They are astonished, doubting the claim, but Ling Ning shouts, affirming Dai Lin is no ordinary man. He reveals Dai Lin has reached level 16, stirring the hall as they recall his secret realm record. Dai Lin smiles reassuringly, sharing leveling experience and promising to lead them in hunting monsters to aid the exam. They cheer excitedly, but Ling Ning interrupts, reminding that leaving the city is forbidden before the exam. Dai Lin recalls the exam route passes the suburbs and plans to exploit it. But Ling Ning anticipates and refuses, saying they lack equipment. Someone pats his shoulder, saying equipment isn't a problem. He advises the boss to choose items from the auction. Dai Lin's eyes light up, asking for confirmation. The man replies that as long as he performs well, the family will pay. The auction begins, with the hostess introducing herself as Qing Cheng, welcoming esteemed guests. She represents Treasure Pavilion, wishing everyone finds their desired items. Applause echoes across the hall. Qing Cheng introduces the first item, a high-level fire skill, starting at 500k. Each raise at least 10k. Bids follow quickly, from 510k to 600k. Jia Zhe Tianxing suddenly calls out 3 million. Dai Lin watches silently, thinking she has fire talent so her father spends big on skills. Fortunate that as a forbidden spellcaster he doesn't need books. Dai Lin places a hand on Ling Yu's shoulder, advising him to get an A- rank swordsman skill for self-defense. And Ling Yu agrees. The staff present the second item. Qing Qing says it's the Huang Long Rain. Plus 3/0 spirit with dragon aura reflection. Starting at 2 million, each raise at least 100k. The hall stirs, prices jumping to 2.5, 3, then 3.1 million. Dai Lin softly notes that spirit boost is vital for class transfer, urging Ling Yu to buy. Ling Yu turns to his father to ask for it. Gui Patriarch immediately bids strongly, thinking 1 million for a chance to open Ling Yu's path to elite academy is worthwhile. As this gear stays with their family, Qing Cheng strikes the hammer, repeating the 1 million bid. Suddenly Kong Sen bursts into the auction, shouting 10 million. He glances at the Gui Patriarch, shocking the hall that the underground boss appears here. Dai Lin quickly hides to avoid Kong Sen noticing him. Gui Patriarch frowns, demanding why Kong Sen opposes his clan. Kong Sen smirks, saying it's revenge for his men's deaths. Gui Patriarch angrily warns causing trouble won't be easy, then raises the bid to 12 million. Kong Sen coldly agrees, withdrawing while ordering his men to trace last night's carriage. His subordinates report that carriage belonged to the Gui villa. No mistake. Kong Sen threatens he'll flatten the entire Gui clan if needed. In the end, Gui Patriarch wins at 12 million. Asking if Dai Lin likes it, Dai Lin thanks him, while Ling Yu asks about the intruder. And the Patriarch reveals Kong Sen wants legal business but covets the Gui family. Dai Lin advises the Gui family to stay vigilant, and the Patriarch agrees. Dai Lin wears the Huang Long Ring, gaining +30 spirit, dragon aura reflection, and +10 fortune. He is shocked the ring also boosts fortune, assuring Uncle Gui he'll strive to get Ling Yu into the top academy even at risk, making the Patriarch pleased. Hours later they return home with many items. Ling Yu relieved thanks to his father and boss, while the Patriarch invites Dai Lin to pick something he likes. Dai Lin doesn't hold back, choosing the Tian Qing Zan Lei ring, +15 spirit, +20% lightning skill power when reforged, the Half Moon pendant, +20 spirit, and the Yin Yang twin ring, +40 spirit. Fast recovery. He reasons. Ring for damage, pendant for spirit, and recovery ring as a cover if his rebirth secret is exposed. He also picks up the Sun Moon blade, considering it useful for casting high-level forbidden spells. Stats: +30 strength. Can forge spirit command to raise star-powered strength up to +100, and lifespan blade, consuming 1 year per strike. Double damage, max 99 stacks. He grows excited, praising it as a treasure blade, telling Ling Yu that with it the college exam is certain victory. In the Jia Zhe mansion, Ni bathes angrily, upset the Gui family values a coward like Dai Lin. She suspects spending over 100 million on him must hide a secret. The butler knocks, reporting Lu Renwei has arrived with someone bearing news of the person she seeks. Jia Zhe Ni jumps up happily, ordering the guest brought in while she comes down. She hurriedly changes clothes, rushing down eagerly to ask about Lang Yi. Renwei introduces investigator Huang, who claims news about Lang Yi but not optimistic. She questions in surprise, asking what he means. Huang explains a Qingcheng warehouse burned down. Some deaths, with karma fire traces likely from Lang Yi. The bureau hopes for her cooperation. Ni is horrified, refusing to believe Lang Yi killed, since he once saved her life. Renwei comforts her, while Huang adds that Lang Yi used karma fire to kill an 8th rank beast but left no data. Only one suspicious name remains. Who? He mentions Dai Lin, possibly being Lang Yi. Jia Zhe Ni dismisses it, saying he's a coward who ran and knows nothing of karma fire. Huang activates lie detection skill, confirming her words are completely true. Ni emphasizes again that she saw Lang Yi personally, and he is absolutely not Dai Lin. Huang thinks no one can fool his skill, so Dai Lin isn't involved. He thanks her and leaves, while she agrees to report if she finds clues. Meanwhile, Dai Lin and Ling Yu bring gear to an appraisal center. Dai Lin asks where, and Ling Yu says it's the best place. The staff greets politely, confirming they came for testing and training. She asks his level. Dai Lin says 16, and she suggests a sub-20 room for 100k per hour. But he wants under 40 type. The clerk immediately agrees to arrange it. The room door closes. Hundreds of wooden training puppets begin moving. Dai Lin observes carefully, smiling coldly that there are no cameras. Security is good. He plans to test the Sun Moon blade to see if it works with lifespan forbidden arts. He swings, using burning reincarnation, cleaving half the puppets, then follows with lifespan blade, wiping out the rest. Seeing the blade's power, he thinks he must test more forbidden spells outside. Ling Yu reminds him of the coming major exam, saying the boss's harsh training is necessary for top results. Suddenly Dai Lin exits, complaining the cost is high and needing rest, while the staff smiles, saying if he breaks training dummies it only proves poor quality. No compensation required. Dai Lin accepts, leaving with Ling Yu, while the clerk goes to inspect the room. She freezes in shock, utterly dismayed by what she sees. All the training targets are shattered into pieces. At the Gui villa at the same time, 2 guards outside are suddenly attacked. One pierced in the throat by a sharp weapon and collapsing. The other panics, shouting in fear about what happened. Before he could react, a stranger appeared. The stranger snapped his neck, killing him. In the villa, Gui Zong heard screams and frowned, asking what was happening outside. The old butler rushed in, shouting in alarm. Before he finished, Kong Sen slashed through his chest. Kong Sen coldly greeted, saying it was the right time to meet again. Gui Zong hurriedly drew his gun but was a step too slow. Kong Sen cut off his hand with one strike. Then he kicked him to the floor and mocked guns when facing cultivation. The underlings reported no one else was found inside. Kong Sen smirked, let 2 kids escape, and ordered to keep the useless one for amusement. Minutes later, Yi Lin and Ling Wu returned to the villa. Ling Wu looked around at the darkness and wondered if the power was out. Yi Lin suddenly smelled thick blood in the air. He immediately rushed into the house. When they turned on the lights, both were shocked to see bodyguards lying dead on the floor. Ling Wu sweated in fear, thinking they entered the wrong house. But Yi Lin sternly warned caution. Ling Wu frantically called out for his father and family. Searching for them, Yi Lin found a paper on the table and called Ling Wu to see. Ling Wu ran over to read the paper. The note threatened to save his father. Bring Yi Lin to the night market within 6 hours, or every hour flesh would be cut from him. Ling Wu roared, tore the paper, venting rage, vowing it was Kong Sen's scheme and wanting revenge. Yi Lin placed a hand on his shoulder, saying it was his fault, urging Ling Wu to hide while he rescued Uncle Gui safely. Before Ling Wu could finish speaking, Yi Lin struck, knocking him unconscious to force compliance. He reassured he would bring Uncle Gui back safely. After arranging a hiding place for Ling Wu, Yi Lin departed, vowing to make Kong Sen understand the terrifying power of a deathless forbidden spellmaster. About half an hour later, time passed quickly. The scene shifted to the underground night market in Qingcheng. Yi Lin quietly leapt down from a high spot. He hid behind a wall to observe. Even while cautious, the guards unexpectedly detected him. The guards surrounded him, guns aimed, mocking his old-fashioned stealth. Only then did he realize the market had an advanced infrared camera system. A gloomy night sky covered all of Qingcheng. Neon lights reflected on dark puddles in the market. Yi Lin lightly landed on a tall rooftop nearby. He silently hid behind a mottled wall. His eyes were cold as blades. Fixed ahead, a guard's cold voice rang out, announcing his detection. Yi Lin was surprised to be discovered earlier than expected. The crowd quickly tightened the circle, mocking his methods. He saw cameras everywhere watching like whale eyes. Stepping out of the shadows, he removed his mask, eyes sweeping fiercely over them. Without hesitation, he activated a forbidden spell. Black-green flames erupting to burn many guards. Some of them whispered in fear, warning of trouble above. Gunfire rang out. He dodged the bullets, his movement shifting like a shadow. A purple fireball flared before the crowd. While the enemies panicked, the situation quickly reversed. He flashed before them, burning 2 guards with wind-like speed. After clearing the guard line, he charged deeper inside. From afar, a sharp sword aura shot toward him with killing intent. He dodged, suspecting the opponent had superior movement skills. At a glance, the foe was wind element and above level 30. 2 newcomers appeared, one with a spear, one long-haired with a sword, ordering to capture him alive. Yi Lin pressed his lips, eyes cold, accepting their fate. He slowly drew his sword, holding it across his chest, invoking a lifespan forbidden spell duel. The spear wielder roared angrily and lunged with a powerful strike. Yi Lin leaned aside to evade, countering with a sharp slash. Steel clashing loudly. The long-haired man rushed from behind, eyes gleaming with interest, daring him to block the next move. Yi Lin spun, coldly slashing again, unleashing the second blade. The man laughed arrogantly, saying his strikes felt like mere scratches. Yi Lin pressed close, smirking, saying the mystery of his swordplay was not yet revealed. He growled softly, unleashing the third blade. Then he struck with the fourth and fifth, making the foe's smile vanish into guarded fear. At the 8th slash, His blade severed the man's arm and weapon. His companion cried out in horror, calling, "Old Seventh." Yi Lin sneered, thinking true power began only from the 8th slash. The spearman, bleeding and trembling, asked about the sword art, but Yi Lin coldly said he'd never know. One fatal strike cut across his neck. Blood sprayed instantly, and the long-haired man screamed for his comrade. The spearman trembled, shouting the foe wasn't human but a demon. Before he finished, karmic flames devoured him to ashes. Yi Lin's fingers still glowed with dark embers. He strode past corpses, declaring no one would survive tonight. Suddenly, a violent explosion collapsed the front wall. Red flames and smoke billowing. Burned men ran chaotically, screaming in fear that he was unkillable. Yi Lin counted each strike. First slash beheaded. Second cleaved a body in half. He stepped onto the stairs, calm as if approaching an enemy altar. His cold voice warned the rest if they fled, he'd start the count over. Suddenly his eyes widened in shock at the sight. A massive man stood with a giant axe, Jituki. The night market's #1 assassin. Level 42. Veins bulged as Jituki frowned, asking why he still lived after so many wounds. Yi Lin shuddered at the giant axe, swallowed, then forced a smile, asking him to lower his weapon and negotiate. Jituki scoffed, swinging his axe like thunder, intent to kill first. Yi Lin instantly cast a forbidden spell. Black-green flames erupting as his body flickered like a phantom. Jituki smirked, realizing his foe was a forbidden spell master, mocking how long he could last. He charged like a beast, each axe strike like the sky falling. Yi Lin tried dodging but was struck in the chest, blood spraying as he was flung away. Yi Lin staggered against a wall, admitting a level 42 class changer was indeed overwhelming. Pain unbearable. Jituki sneered, mocking a mage using a blade, ridiculing his weak moves before swinging again. Yi Lin strained to dodge, calculating he might escape this time, but harsh reality struck with a heavy sound. The deadly blow smashed him into a wall, bones cracking as Yi Lin groaned in agony. Jituki slowly stepped closer. He grinned wickedly, likening himself to a cat toying with a mouse, while Yi Lin, bloodied, admitted his swordplay was weak in close combat. Yet his body began healing, wounds closing as his cold eyes showed resolve to unleash his ultimate move. He roared, sacrificing his organs to summon forbidden power. The sky darkened as black clouds surged like a storm. Lightning converged, a colossal bolt crashing down, shaking the whole building. Jituki spun, panic flashing in his eyes. Before he could react, the lightning struck directly. The power pierced his body like divine blades. His upper body burned to ash. Only his lower half remained. Axe falling, Yi Lin picked up his sword, hoarsely boasting his lightning art was superior. Clutching his stomach, he staggered, dizzy from sacrificing too many organs. Upstairs, candlelight revealed Kong Sen with a young girl whispering about the intruder. He reassured her with smug laughter. He whispered teasingly in her ear, making her blush and scold him coyly. At that moment, the door shattered into fragments. Yi Lin, body smoking, appeared like a demon, shouting at Kong Sen about Uncle Gui. Kong Sen rose, cold and doubtful, asking about Jituki. The girl shrank back in fear as Yi Lin coldly declared he was dead. Without pause, Yi Lin charged, sword slashing at Kong Sen, but Kong Sen blocked barehanded, grinning arrogantly, declaring his foe couldn't kill him. Suddenly he locked Yi Lin's neck with iron-like strength, bending it like a snapped branch. He leaned close, scolding arrogantly, warning never to cross him again. Then he flung Yi Lin to the ground like worn cloth, turning away with a bitter mutter. He suddenly froze, hearing ragged breathing behind. Turning back, he saw Yi Lin bloodied and scarred, slowly rising like an oncoming storm, forcing him a step back. His eyes widened in disbelief that Yi Lin still lived. Yi Lin gave a dry smile, hoarse but resolute, declaring he had not lost. He covered his left eye, chanting solemnly to seal his mind with forbidden script. Frost spread upward from Kong Sen's legs to his knees. He convulsed in terror, unable to move, demanding what sorcery this was. Yi Lin stepped forward like a reaper, coldly asking where the captive was kept. while Kong Sen suppressed fury and silence. White breath burst out as he raised his hand, fingers igniting flames, warning he had no patience left. Flames instantly engulfed Kong Sen's arms, his screams echoing through the room. At the same time, another scream rang from behind. A man collapsed as the girl appeared, dragging a hostage and aiming a gun, threatening to kill if he didn't let go. Yi Lin glanced, unfazed, admiring her righteousness, ready to trade the hostage, then stepped closer. She panicked. Raising her gun in warning, Yi Lin smiled, repeating the exchange offer, while Kong Sen roared that he needed no help. Then she tensed her nerves. A projectile struck Yi Lin, blood spraying. He staggered, and she rushed to Kong Senator calling him. But he roared angrily, calling her foolish and ordering her to leave. She froze in shock, while behind, Yi Lin rose again, stepping forward to slash the ropes. A surge of energy burst from his palm. The gun in the girl's hand instantly froze solid, making her scream in horror. He declared this was forbidden magic, saying if anyone wished to kill, they should kill him, insisting women were innocent. Before she could finish speaking, Yi Lin flashed forward, one strike severing Kong Sen's head, which rolled away. He looked at her coldly, saying he would spare no one involved in this. She turned pale, trembling, stammering that he was already dead and begging mercy. But Yi Lin stayed silent. He hoisted the wounded man onto his shoulder, calmly stating he never killed women and ordering her to leave. The girl stood dazed, eyes empty. Yi Lin departed, igniting karmic flames to consume the building, erasing the past. Uncle Gui was brought back to the family villa, treated overnight, and awoke the next morning. Gui Lingwu wept with joy at his bedside, saying as long as his father lived, the Gui family would not fall. He turned to Yi Lin, asking how he had saved him from such danger. Yi Lin scratched his head, vaguely claiming Ling Yi rescued him. Then he burned down the night market. Gui Zong was surprised about Ling Yi. Yi Lin said they weren't close, and he reminded them to prepare for the cultivation exam, which they agreed. At that moment, the door burst open, black-clad men entered, and one named Huang announced an arrest warrant against him for murder. Yi Lin frowned, remarking on how quickly the arrest came, deciding to comply first and find a way later. Gui Lingwu protested fiercely, but Yi Lin reassured him and asked Gui Zong for help. He promised to hire a good lawyer. 10 minutes later, the scene shifted to a luxurious room of the Jia Kang family. A group of Jia Kang members rushed in, reporting they had found Ling Yi. Jia Kang Ni's eyes lit with hope. Advised to change clothes as Officer Huang was waiting downstairs. He left the room, quietly closing the door. In his hand was an old key. Eyes deep, he cleared his throat, praising Yi Lin for ending Kong Senator, sighing that he hoped to assist him. In the detention area of Qingcheng Provincial Police, the protagonist was locked in a sealed cell when a stranger entered. He growled that he would stay silent until his lawyer arrived. The man sneered with disdain, calling him stubborn. He grabbed his collar, shaking hard, pressing for the location of something that shocked him. Without pause, he slammed him into the wall, threatening death unless he handed over the key item. He acted utterly confused, insisting he knew nothing about it. In a flash, he switched tactics, pretending it was related to him but hidden elsewhere, warning they'd never find it if harmed. The man yanked his hair, realizing some truth. Yi Lin winced in pain but still proposed freedom in exchange for handing it over later. The man refused, striking him until blood sprayed. Yi Lin cursed under his breath and weakly asked about someone's whereabouts. Met with violence, the man changed to begging. Yi Lin agreed but demanded a call first, leaving the man bitterly mocking that he should have said so earlier. Yi Lin gripped the device, eyes dark, face cold, vowing revenge with compounded payback. Soon after, the door opened as Jia Kang Tianxing strolled in. The man froze in terror. Realizing Master Jia Kang appeared in person, without a glance, he handed over a key, coldly ordering him to take it and leave forever. Bowing low, the man accepted respectfully, hurrying away with frantic apologies. Left alone, Yi Lin frowned suspiciously, wondering if the key was a trap, yet clasped his hands in thanks for Jia Kang's aid. Jia Kang Tianxing smiled mysteriously, explaining he saved him because if his immortality secret spread, the world would hunt and kill him. Hearing this, Yi Lin grew uneasy, secretly considering silencing the one who knew his identity. He feigned ignorance, forcing a smile and pretending not to understand about immortality. Jia Kang Tianxing chuckled, gaze piercing, pointing out his killing intent had just been aimed at him. He affirmed Yi Lin had immortal blood but had not reached legend. Then directly asked if he wished to become his disciple. Yi Lin was stunned, blurting out shock, while Jia Kang Tianxing calmly revealed his time was short and sought an heir to inherit all. The word, entrust, left Yi Lin's mind in turmoil. Hard to accept. Suddenly he produced another key, making Yi Lin suspicious. Asking why he gave one then showed another. Jia Kang Tianxing explained the first was fake, and this true treasure was the Heaven's Origin ancient key, leaving Yi Lin even more confused. He slowly recounted a bloody legend. When the Heaven's Origin gate appeared, demonic beings would descend upon the world. At the same time, 7 primordial relics would scatter across the earth, each holding immense power. And the Heaven's Origin ancient key was the key to open that gate. He stared at Yi Lin. Forcing a choice, Yi Lin realized he couldn't refuse and agreed to become his disciple. Though cautious of the mission, Jia Kang Tianxing laughed, praising his humility, saying in the Supreme Library he would have great prospects. Then solemnly asked one more favor. He sighed heavily, instructing Yi Lin to take good care of Ni after his death. Yi Lin scratched his head, awkwardly comforting that his master would surely live long and not speak ill omens. Jia Kang Tianxing smiled kindly, eyes full of love, saying his daughter had many virtues. Feelings could grow later, but for now focus on the exam. Yi Lin agreed and urged to leave. Afterward, he personally brought Yi Lin back to his residence. At the sight, Jia Kang Ni frowned in protest, saying her father couldn't accept a coward like Yi Lin as disciple. Yi Lin calmly replied that if she doubted, she could ask the teacher herself. Angered, Jia Kang Ni turned to her father. Jia Kang Tianxing slowly descended, gently yet helplessly chiding her for causing trouble right after returning. He confirmed he had accepted Yi Lin as student, though Ni objected. Fearing the short lifespan of a forbidden mage, he patiently explained Yi Lin was the one she was searching for. Ni sneered disdainfully, calling him a coward daring to deceive even her father. She coldly walked away, vowing to expose his facade and uncover Ling Yi's true identity. Leaving Yi Lin silently watching, Yi Lin asked to protect her but was waved off by his master, who advised not to mind her words since she was merely too stubborn. Then Jia Kang Tianxing handed Yi Lin a wooden box, saying it would be useful in the trial. Inside was a thin human-like skin. Shocking Yi Lin, the master explained it was a phantom mask that could alter appearance and aura. Yi Lin gratefully thanked him. The next day at the gathering site, Gui Ling Wu joyfully greeted Yi Lin, thinking he almost didn't come. Yi Lin calmly replied he kept his promise. Gui Ling Wu mentioned his successful apprenticeship, but Ni cut in to accuse him of fraud. Gui Ling Wu instantly retorted, defending Yi Lin, while Ni spitefully swore to expose him in the trial before everyone. At that moment, buses rumbled in, heightening the excitement. The principal appeared smiling, encouraging all students to prepare for the challenge after 10 years of training. The crowd shouted victory slogans, morale surging fiercely. Half an hour later, the convoy stopped before Qing Cheng's Grand Gate. Students disembarked, marveling at the towering gate. Yi Lin quietly reminded Gui Ling Wu to stick to the plan, and he nodded firmly. An instructor announced the first test: cross a 10-kilometer forest full of demonic beasts. Only survivors counted. The students roared with spirit. The city gate slowly opened, light pouring down with heavy pressure. With the command to start, the trial officially began. Students rushed into the forest together. Ni glared at Yi Lin with resolve, declaring she would not lose. On the city wall, principals discussed how many students could enter the Great Shaw Academy this year. One confidently claimed Qing Cheng would secure at least 2 spots. In the forest, the stench made many contestants grimace, suspecting it signaled demonic beasts. Suddenly, a level 1 blood-devouring demon charged out, injuring several students. The rest panicked, screaming and scattering. On the wall, a principal worried those weaklings surely weren't from Qing Cheng. Amid chaos, Yi Lin dashed in like lightning, drawing his blade and shouting for everyone to clear out. He used forbidden blade arts, severing all its limbs instantly. Students around were stunned, unable to believe their eyes. Whispers rose, questioning why a forbidden mage fought in melee and why he didn't finish it. Yi Lin coldly called Gui Ling Wu for support, who rushed out excitedly. Gui Ling Wu struck and killed the beast, the system granting express. Other students marveled, wanting to join Yi Lin's team. Hidden, Ni observed, calculating that shared express would disadvantage Yi Lin, vowing to surpass him. Yi Lin and Gui Ling Wu kept slaying beasts, express notifications pouring in. Soon Gui Ling Wu leveled up to 8, shouting joyfully, calling Yi Lin the true boss. Yi Lin sternly reminded that beasts here were few. To score higher they must go deeper. Gui Ling Wu, afraid, mentioned level 20 to 30 beasts. But Yi Lin firmly said he could handle level 20. Retreat if 30. On the fortress wall, examiners continued watching. One worried Yi Lin was too reckless, but another reassured the deeper zone was strictly monitored. In the forest, the battle grew harsher. Yi Lin and Gui Ling Wu reached the deepest part of the area. Two massive beasts appeared before them. Aura fierce. Yi Lin warned both were level 20, urging Gui Ling Wu to be careful. He only nodded repeatedly. Calculating mana cost, Yi Lin chose lightning spells instead of blade arts, casting forbidden magic. Fierce lightning struck, annihilating both level 20 beasts. Gui Ling Wu was stunned by the power, while Yi Lin calmly said the real danger lay ahead. An examiner suddenly blocked them, forbidding further advance as it was too dangerous. Yi Lin frowned, and Gui Ling Wu realized they had crossed the trial boundary. Yi Lin agreed to turn back per rules. Suddenly his eyes narrowed, sensing something abnormal. He shouted loudly, warning the examiner to watch behind. The examiner scoffed, thinking it was an old distraction trick. Yi Lin shouted in panic, insisting the danger was real and urging him to turn. When the examiner reluctantly looked, he paled at a level 33 goblin warrior. While Gui Ling Wu screamed in horror, the goblin swung its huge hammer, sending all three flying. Yi Lin cried in pain, urging his comrade to flee. But Gui Ling Wu refused to abandon him. Da Lin kicks Gui Ling Wu away, forcing him to flee instead of arguing. He worries that killing a level 33 goblin without revealing his secret is extremely troublesome. He instantly uses illusory form dance, turning into mist to evade attacks. Gui Ling Wu runs away in tears, while the examiner shouts and prepares a distress signal. But the examiner is swept away by a giant mace, barely firing the flare before fainting. Da Lin drags the injured man aside and tries to wake him, but fails. A bright flare lights up the sky like an emergency firework. Da Lin coldly thinks that the examiner fainting makes hiding his identity easier. Soon after, two other examiners arrive, telling candidates to stay away from the battle. Da Lin pretends to help, carrying the injured examiner and claiming to move him to safety. Then he hides behind a rock, sets the victim down, and his eyes flash slyly. He takes out the wooden box, draws the phantom mask, and whispers about testing its power. He puts on the mask immediately. His appearance, aura, and voice transform into a perfect copy of the unconscious examiner, pleasing Da Lin. Meanwhile, the two examiners corner the goblin, urging to finish it quickly. Da Lin, disguised as the examiner, charges in fiercely and scolds loudly. He loudly suggests attacking together, pretending to be a teammate. He then uses Eternal Guardian Arrow, firing a shining silver arrow. The critical hit pierces the goblin, blasting away its upper body. The system announces the group has slain the level 33 goblin, earning 220 XP and a rare symbiotic talisman. Da Lin is delighted with the rare item, while the examiner teammate rages over stolen credit. That man points and shouts, accusing Da Lin of shamelessly stealing his achievement. Da Lin narrows his eyes with a smile, waving humbly, saying he doesn't need recognition. He then walks away, leaving one examiner fuming while the female colleague advises focusing on exam order. Hiding behind a rock, Da Lin removes the mask, smug that no trace remains. He returns to the unconscious examiner and tidies his clothes as if nothing happened. He grows more convinced that the phantom mask is a true treasure. altering both form and aura completely. Reading the symbiotic talisman carefully, Da Lin learns it lets two people share all experience, doubling leveling speed. At that moment, cries for help nearby make him instantly alert. It is Gui Lingwu, running frantically in terror. Behind him, a demon wielding a scythe relentlessly chases. As the scythe is about to strike, the situation becomes critical. Da Lin rushes in time, pulling his teammate out of death's reach. Gui Lingwu, exhausted, anxiously asks about the goblin, while Da Lin calmly says other examiners handled it. Seizing the chance, Da Lin quickly forms a hand seal with him, activating the symbiotic talisman, making Gui Lingwu blush, mistaking it for intimacy. Da Lin angrily cuts him off, scolding not to imagine nonsense and to stay away. He draws his blade and slashes the demon in half with a single strike. The system grants 130 XP, and the symbiotic talisman begins to take effect. Gui Lingwu is shocked, unable to believe he truly benefits from such a rare artifact. Da Lin frowns coldly, telling him to hunt monsters alone instead of clinging. He stresses that separating is needed to fully use the symbiotic effect. Otherwise it's wasted. Gui Lingwu awkwardly scratches his head, admitting he can barely kill monsters. Elsewhere in the forest, a group of candidates struggle to bring down a level 10 werewolf. Suddenly a figure flashes past so fast the group wonders if it's even human. Da Lin casts the forbidden spell Thunder Extermination, wiping out 3 high-level beasts instantly, stunning all nearby. Some recognize him as the top forbidden spellcaster from the last exam. Then Whisper worries about the short lifespan of such a class. Many think his fighting style is self-destructive, but then notice he can recover, with his glowing necklace protecting him. Da Lin takes no harm, though he fears his immortality secret may be exposed. Soon, a group of candidates flee in panic from pursuing beasts. A level 20 bull-headed monster appears, terrifying everyone into only thinking of escape. As the crowd runs, Da Lin calmly walks toward the 7 beasts, eyes full of confidence, declaring he'll handle it. He erupts with thunderous might, slaughtering the monsters in an instant. From afar, Gui Lingwu cheers joyfully at the flood of XP notifications, praising his boss's strength. On the city wall, a principal sighs regretfully that he bears the fate of a forbidden spellcaster. Others agree, admitting Da Lin cleared most beasts, making the exam far safer for the candidates. In another area, the situation is completely different. A Beastman candidate leads his group late, boasting of their advantage, as allies cheer that no beasts block the way. The crowd rushes into the teleport point, eager for safety and advantage. Meanwhile, Da Lin keeps clearing the path, heading to the gate, frowning since he's only level 18. He decides inwardly that he must enter the main exam stage for greater challenges. No sooner thought than done. Da Lin steps into the teleport gate, his figure vanishing. Immediately a new scene appears. Tense as many candidates have gathered, scouting around. Da Lin confirms this is the main arena. While Gui Lingwu rushes over, he happily clings to Da Lin, boasting he reached level 15. But Da Lin calmly tells him to keep distance to avoid embarrassment in public. From afar, Ni feels bitter that her hard training only raised her rank, while her rival advanced like cheating. Yet she reassures herself that true skill decides the main exam outcome. On tall stone pillars, a series of examiners appeared one after another. A middle-aged man spoke solemnly across the square, welcoming the contestants. He declared the opening of the 886th trial, identifying himself as Lin Yuan, the chief examiner. He said the preliminary test was only filtering, and reaching here meant the real contest began. The exam consisted of 2 parts: ability challenge and arena combat. The comprehensive test had 10 stages, each worth 10 points. Only those scoring over 85 could enter the duels. Each arena victory granted 10 points, up to 150 total, and the top scorer would become the champion. He warned that using anomalous items was forbidden, and violators would be disqualified immediately. After announcing the rules, the ability test began, and contestants quickly split into 10 groups to enter the exam area. Yi Long slightly curled his lips, his eyes flashing with hidden intent. In that blazing gaze, His surging will affirmed this battle was not merely a test but a fateful turning point he would create. When all candidates had settled into their seats, Lin Yuan opened a file, carefully studying details about the outstanding participants. At that moment, a beam of light cut the sky, and a graceful young woman descended like mist. She was Tu Chengxin, the supreme librarian, smiling politely as she apologized for being late. Lin Yuan nodded, saying she was not late. Tu Chengxin bowed, her gentle tone accompanied by eyes gleaming with curiosity about this year's talents. Lin Yuan confirmed, citing Yi Lin reaching level 18, which shocked then disappointed Tu Chengxin since the academy could not recruit her. She lowered her voice, wondering why being a forbidden curse profession, though an A- rank, still made the academy refuse. Lin Yuan sighed, saying if not for the forbidden curse master of Qingcheng having a true dragon limb, things would differ, leaving Tu Chengxin regretful. Then Yi Lin's second round results appeared: Power 480, Agility 270, Spirit 1199, with a perfect total score of 10 out of 10. Thinking longer for a better answer. Skip. Yi Lin frowned, unwilling to reveal secrets, so he chose the weakest lightning bolt to handle it. He did not hesitate, sacrificing the core and unleashing a destructive thunderstrike. A fierce bolt struck down, instantly destroying the robots with nothing left. Silence turned to chaos as people were shocked since these robots could withstand blows from under level 25. A mere level 18 youth wiped them out, leading many to suspect he used a forbidden grand spell due to the immense power. On the stands, Lin Yuan wiped sweat, cursing that Yi Lin dared risk using a forbidden curse in the exam. The result showed he earned max attack points. From then, Yi Lin advanced like a storm, easily clearing the next stages. In the fifth trial, he burst out briefly but scored full points. In round 6 he unleashed non-stop attacks, then survived round 7, defended in round 8, reacted in round 9, and strategized in round 10, all with perfect scores. The more Lin Yuan watched, the more worried he became, thinking if Yi Lin kept abusing forbidden curses, his lifespan might not reach 20. At that moment, another examiner asked quietly whether to raise the difficulty of the final stage for him. Lin Yuan didn't answer but sought advice from Tu Chengxin of the Supreme Library. She bluntly refused, saying Yi Lin was unworthy compared to other geniuses since his power relied on unsustainable forbidden spells, only draining life and wasting training resources. After hearing this, Lin Yuan only sighed regretfully. When the exam ended, candidates walked out one after another. Gui Lingwu excitedly told Yi Lin he scored 96 points and was sure to pass. Yi Lin calmly asked why not perfect. Gui Lingwu smiled awkwardly, admitting he lost points for accidentally hitting an examiner. While others around discussed their varied scores, Lin Yuan officially announced results. Yi Lin and Jia Zheni both had 100 points on top. Li Jun 98, Gui Lingwu 96, Wang Jinglan 95. The system then ordered, below 85 must leave. Those qualified may stay for tomorrow's battle round. Leaving meant giving up. Jia Zheni bit her lip angrily, eyes burning with resentment. Jia Zheni furiously raised her hand, arguing that with a perfect score she should not rank below Yi Lin. Several girls supported her, shouting unfairness and discrimination. Lin Yuan immediately silenced them and demanded a review of battle footage. The screen showed Jia Zheni's fight: smooth skills, clever strategy, high adaptability, worthy as daughter of Master Zakat. Then Yi Lin's part appeared, where a judge muttered in shock that with one move he annihilated a level 25 demon wolf instantly. Like extermination, not testing. The audience went silent briefly, then noisy, gradually understanding why, though both had full scores. Yi Lin ranked first. Lin Yuan folded arms coldly, asking if anyone still questioned the results. When no one spoke, he declared qualified candidates should rest and prepare for the next round. In the stands, many principals eyed Elder Gao enviously, as Qingcheng Academy's performance was unexpectedly brilliant this year. Principal Gao laughed proudly, beard shaking, even boasting Gui Lingwu at 4th also belonged to his academy. Another principal reminded not to be complacent since the arena round was key. Elder Gao calmly replied that dealing with the Level 18 forbidden spellmaster wasn't easy. After the break, Yi Lin and Jia Zhe crossed paths. She stared coldly, declaring she would not lose in the arena. Yi Lin just scratched his head, wondering why this girl always opposed him. The judge announced the start of the arena round. Rules by drawing lots. Winners gained 10 points and advance. With 104 contestants paired, the first group of 12 stepped up to compete. Gui Lingwu excitedly showed his and Yi Lin's numbers. But Yi Lin casually replied his opponent was number 86. Gui Lingwu clenched his fist, cheering Yi Lin to do his best first. The referee called names. Opponent was Bei Bei, a level 10 water mage, while Yi Lin introduced himself as a level 18 forbidden spellmaster. As the match began, he calmly advised her to surrender. Bei sternly refused to surrender. Yi Lin's eyes lit with interest, praising her courage and signaling her to attack. Indeed, those with high scores all had worthy real strength. Soon after, Yi Lin unleashed the ultimate forbidden spell, world-ending Thunder Fury. In an instant, countless bolts formed a giant dragon god striking violently. The entire arena simultaneously felt a chilling aura. The audience instinctively stepped back, fearing being devoured by the dragon. Lin Yuan panicked, warning Yi Lin not to kill on stage or lose qualification. Yi Lin sighed, saying he didn't intend to kill, only to make the opponent concede. Facing him, Bei collapsed in fear, crying in terror. Male students angrily scolded him for terrifying an innocent girl to tears. Yi Lin adjusted his glasses, speaking calmly yet pressuring her to give up. Encouraged, Bei hurriedly left, and the referee declared Yi Lin winner of the first round, gaining 10 points. Yi Lin exhaled helplessly, then turned to watch other arenas. On the other side, Jia Zhe sneered, declaring her opponent had no chance to win. Further away, a white-haired youth scoffed, deeming opponents worthless. Gui Lingwu laughed loudly, thrilled to witness overwhelming power firsthand. The referee continued announcing many other contestants' victories. The second round match on the main arena officially began. A sword-bearing youth stepped out, cold gaze claiming he would win. A box opened. Countless swords floated with imposing aura. He was Chen Zhenshin, an 11th level sword cultivator. Yi Lin frowned, suspecting his opponent had a trump card, not daring to be careless. But suddenly Chen Zhenshin declared forfeiture, shocking everyone. He sheathed his swords into the box and turned away. Yi Lin was astonished that the boastful opponent retreated. Chen Zhenshin arrogantly spoke cryptic words, promising future revenge, then left. After a pause, the referee announced Yi Lin as victor of round 2, earning 10 points. The audience buzzed, disbelieving he won without even fighting. Half an hour later, round 3 began. His opponent surrendered in fear immediately, giving Yi Lin another easy win. Yi Lin felt frustrated, ending matches without any real action. The audience murmured, questioning why he won 3 rounds with only one forbidden spell, doubting the exam's difficulty. At the same time, on another arena, the atmosphere there grew extremely tense. Wang Zhengguang, a level 13 red blade user, flashed like lightning behind Lejun, who wielded a level 14 dragon spear. Wang Zhengguang mocked, threatening Lejun's defeat. Lejun sneered back, saying he was far inferior. The audience gasped, awed by such speed, saying they'd be instantly cut if on stage. Viewers felt the gap with such high-level rookies was like heaven and earth. Lin Yuan asked for predictions. Tu Chengxin firmly asserted Lejun would win. Lejun roared, unleashing Shadow Break Assault, his spear bursting with terrifying power. Wang Zhengguang panicked, blocking with twin blades but was blasted to the ground. A cracking sound rang out. His blades shattered, and he was gravely injured. The referee announced Yi Lin had no opponent for round 5. He sat down sighing at another empty win. He turned his eyes to another arena where a fierce battle was unfolding. There, Lingwu was fighting various classes, drawing much attention. Jia Zhe held a magic book, mocking Lingwu for following Yi Lin like under hypnosis. Lingwu smiled, declaring Yi Lin was the leader and believing she would regret it. Jia Zhe snorted disdainfully and unleashed a violent support spell. More than 10 fireballs roared straight at him. Lingwu's face changed, shocked by her unexpected fire magic power. He leapt high, escaping the blast zone. In his heart, he confirmed he was suited for close combat and must avoid long-range magic. Jia Zhe-Ni frowned, coldly saying she wanted to see how long he could dodge. She continued chanting, weaving spell seals. A raging firestorm surged, cutting off Lingwu's path midair. He gritted teeth, drew his blade, ready to face it head-on. Immediately, he slashed a sword technique, cleaving the fiery cyclone in two. Smoke and dust filled the air, then gradually cleared. Lingwu panted, drenched in sweat, declaring he would fight her to the death. Jia Zhe-Ni smirked, scornfully calling him foolish. She then cast Crimson Flame Sea, turning the arena into a scorching inferno that chilled the audience. Lingwu roared, swearing any who looked down on him would pay. Jia Zhe-Ni coldly called him arrogant. Yi Lin sighed, eyes helpless, believing Lingwu could not defeat Jia Zhe-Ni. Tu Chengxin sternly predicted Lingwu's loss, while Lin Yuan worriedly told referees to prepare rescue. On stage, Lingwu was engulfed in raging flames. Jia Zhe-Ni paused briefly, then shouted angrily. Suddenly, Lingwu roared, charging out of the fire sea, blade striking fiercely at her. Jia Zhe-Ni dodged in time but still lost a lock of hair. A mad grin spread across Lingwu's face as he warned her not to toy with him. He also stressed that no one was allowed to touch his leader. After speaking, he collapsed unconscious, Yi Lin rushing up to catch him. The judge signaled medics to treat him immediately. Without waiting, Yi Lin performed healing, keeping Lingwu's heart stable. Jia Zhe-Ni was stunned, showing regret, while Yi Lin calmly reassured her without blame. The referee announced Lingwu was safe but badly burned, needing hospital. Weakly, he told his boss to keep fighting. Yi Lin firmly praised him for doing well. The mood grew heavy. Then the referee declared the semifinals. Jia Zhe-Ni vs Lin Ling. Yi Lin vs Le Jun. With one to be the champion, the audience fell silent, holding their breath. Principals debated heatedly. Some believed Le Jun would win since he was their cultivated genius. Others objected, noting his opponent was a level 18 forbidden spell master. Some laughed, saying spell arts couldn't be cast continuously in real combat. Qingcheng's principal snorted, warning not to be arrogant. Results would be shown in the arena. Le Jun stood tall with his level 14 dragon spear, eyes blazing, proudly challenging Yi Lin. He declared Yi Lin the only opponent worthy of him. He believed that defeating him would guarantee the champion's title. The referee shouted begin, and Le Jun charged like a storm with surging momentum. Yi Lin calmly thought he didn't need forbidden spells. His blade skills were enough. He swung, steel shining brightly. Le Jun froze, crying out in shock. He hadn't expected a forbidden spell master to have such outstanding melee ability. Yi Lin smirked disdainfully, casually asking if he was so surprised. After speaking, he unleashed a flurry of sword strikes, each like the weight of the sky, forcing his opponent back step by step. The audience buzzed as instead of divine spells, they witnessed a dazzling sword duel. Team leaders whispered that Yi Lin's slashes were unusual, each blow sacrificing life force to boost power. Principal 2 panicked, asking how much life had been lost. While Elder Gao worried the opponent was about to fall, 2 retorted, urging not to celebrate too soon. On stage, the young man kept the advantage, coldly daring his opponent to surrender. The latter gritted teeth, sweating, realizing he would lose if it continued. The opponent snapped back that it was he who was actually under pressure. He roared and launched a counterattack drawing on haunting phantoms. Yi Lin frowned, sensing something wrong, while his foe smiled confidently. With a twist of a finger, he spun a black talisman, mocking that sorcery belonged to no one alone. At once he activated an evil art. Dark aura condensed into a fierce dragon shadow rushing at the target. Yi Lin thrust his sword forward to block, but the violent impact caused an explosion that shook the entire arena. As the dust settled, he staggered, chest pierced through, blood gushing and dripping onto the floor. His opponent laughed triumphantly, mocking that his time was nearly up. He added it would be better to end everything today. The crowd was shaken, murmuring that victory came through dangerous arts, calling it self-destructive to the body. Some angrily glared at that academy's leaders for letting a student risk such dark magic. But officials replied only winners on stage had a future. With medics ready since the match had gone beyond exam bounds, Elder Gao furiously accused Principal Tu of heartlessness for endangering students. Tu coldly replied it was the fighter's choice and the result still brought honor to the school. Jia Zheni stood below anxiously. Shocked he dared use such arts. Fearing the wound meant she herself might not escape danger. With heavy heart, she wondered if he had truly perished. Regretting that had he listened he might have avoided this, a companion reminded her it wasn't over yet. On stage, Le Jun, drenched in sweat, still grinned arrogantly, boasting that even a level 18 forbidden spellmaster fell under his spear. Yi Lin coldly laughed, denying defeat. The words stunned Le Jun. Mortally wounded, he calmly pulled the weapon from his chest. Blood pouring, yet he smiled, reminding all of the terror of the forgotten profession. He pretended to use a recovery bracelet, then suddenly activated the secret art, Immortal Undying. Magic that made only another forbidden spell master able to kill him. The entire audience froze, eyes wide at someone pierced through the heart yet still alive, seemingly immortal. Judges whispered that this spell was thought lost, trading lifespan for momentary death immunity. His composure convinced them he would become a legendary figure. On stage, Yi Lin's gaze flashed like thunder as he declared it was now his turn. He unleashed the grand forbidden spell, World-Ending Thunder. A colossal bolt of lightning descended, ripping through space itself. Le Jun went pale, screaming in despair. A massive thunder pillar struck, his tragic cry shaking the whole square. The audience shrieked in horror at the terrifying scene. Lin Yuan rushed over but too late. Le Jun burned black and collapsed. Referee declared Yi Lin the winner. Medics hurried him away. Yi Lin glanced at the principals, thinking he had secured his ground this time. Suddenly he faked severe injury, spitting blood and collapsing. School leaders panicked, believing forbidden spell backlash had shattered his organs. But the young man wiped the blood, secretly grinning that his act was convincing enough. Principal Tu furiously demanded litigation, accusing Chingcheng of using forbidden spells to harm weaker students. Gao retorted sharply that Le Jun had struck viciously first. Others also criticized Tu, forcing him to storm off angrily, vowing to report to the education ministry. On stage, Yi Lin looked at the unconscious Le Jun, sighing that this exam was more troublesome than monster hunting. At that moment, Jia Zheni stepped up, solemnly saying she would wait if he needed rest. Unwilling to take advantage, Yi Lin paused briefly but calmly declined. Half an hour later, the referee announced the final battle, the decisive match for the champion title. Jia Zheni took a deep breath, eyes wary, knowing from experience that even one forbidden spell from Yi Lin might be unstoppable. Yi Lin pondered carefully, needing a spell strong enough but not injurious. Fearing that angering Jia Zhetianting would cause trouble, Jia Zheni boldly declared victory. Casting, Phoenix Flame Meteor. Dozens of fireballs raining like falling stars. Yi Lin used Storm Step movement, a forbidden acceleration spell, to dodge all the fireballs with ease. He thought to himself this situation made counterattack difficult. He decided to drag the match until her spiritual energy was depleted. The audience buzzed, questioning why Yi Lin only dodged without striking back. Some said he pitied beauty, even planning to yield the title. Jia Zheni grew furious, voice trembling with anger, demanding his intention for only evading. She snapped that he was looking down on her. Yi Lin chuckled lightly, gaze provoking, replying there was no rule against dodging. Jia Zheni blushed, gritting teeth, vowing to unleash a move he couldn't evade. She then cast Crimson Flame Sea, a blazing inferno surging skyward to engulf Yi Lin. He frowned, muttering that the stubborn girl needed a small lesson. His figure moved like an illusion. He escaped the sea of flames in an instant. Jia Zheni was stunned, heart racing, his speed beyond imagination. Before she could react, Yi Lin tapped her head lightly with the flat of his blade. She staggered, decisively defeated. Tears welled in humiliation as she accused him of insulting her and screamed to fight to the death. She frantically launched countless fireballs, shouting she'd rather die than lose to him. Yi Lin easily dodged, his agile movements dazzling the crowd. Inwardly amused by her stubbornness, Jia Zheni clenched her teeth, chanting again, calling his name in challenge. She declared bitterly to see if he could dodge this. A terrifying pressure filled the air, shocking spectators with power beyond imagination. She cast Dragon Flame Curse, erupting countless fire pillars into a blazing vortex locking onto Yi Lin. He kept changing direction to counter it, then gathered the fiery vortex into a single point. Jia Zhe panted, face flushed, shouting he must admit defeat. Yi Lin smirked mockingly, saying it was she who should surrender. Suddenly, he charged straight at her, leaving the stand silent at his daring to rush into a locked skill zone. He shouted sarcastically that the logic was simple, yet she couldn't grasp it. He mocked that she must have slept through classes. Yi Lin sternly ordered her to stop casting. Jia Zhe bit her lip, weeping, insisting that was only a dream. She swore she would rather perish together than admit defeat. In the stands, Jia Zhe panicked, while judges rushed to prepare rescue. Red flames surged dangerously close to both. Yi Lin grit his teeth, cursing her stubbornness. He gripped Jia Zhe's shoulders tightly, then pulled her into his chest, raising one hand and shouting, "Sacrifice!" A massive gate with fierce Qilin carvings appeared before them. It was the forbidden spell, Divine Breath Wall. Using the caster's life as cost to summon a Qilin barrier blocking all damage under a certain threshold. The Qilin head on the gate opened wide. It inhaled forcefully and devoured the entire sea of flames, leaving nothing. The crowd was shaken, stunned that a candidate could cast such a forbidden spell. When the smoke cleared, Yi Lin wiped blood from his lips, relieved he had activated it in time or he would be dead. Jia Zhe stammered in shock, while he calmly reminded her to fix her messy hair. His teasing turned her face bright red, heart-pounding, suddenly finding him less hateful. The audience cheered, awed by the romantic scene like knight and princess. But suddenly, Yi Lin kicked her off the stage, coldly declaring the champion's title was his. She fell flat on the ground, hair disheveled. The audience froze, stunned by the reversal after such tender display, while Jia Zhe held his head, furious to bursting. Before everyone, Jia Zhe blushed, shouting she would settle accounts with him. At that moment, the referee announced the final match ended, with Yi Lin officially crowned champion with maximum points. The whole arena erupted, chanting his name, while Yi Lin smiled proudly, thinking he was finally free. A bold girl asked which academy he would join after winning the title. He answered indifferently that he chose the Supreme Academy. The crowd screamed, shouting the school's name. At that moment, Tu Chengxin, Gao, and Lin Yuan stepped out. Tu coughed lightly and calmly declared Yi Lin could not enter the Supreme Academy. Yi Lin frowned, voice heavy, asking why. As the three elders descended before him, Tu Chengxin calmly explained that as a forbidden spellmaster, even the strongest lived only to 24. Too short for investment. Yi Lin fell silent, then nodded, saying he understood. Around him, the crowd sighed in pity, lamenting that a champion's fragile fate barred him from the Supreme Academy. At that moment, Jia Zhe spoke with authority, claiming he had found a solution. Tu Chengxin skeptically asked what he meant. Jia Zhe explained Yi Lin was his disciple and revealed he had developed a method to minimize forbidden spell damage, ready to test it immediately. Hearing this, Lin Yuan was shocked, while Elder Gao echoed support, calling it surprising. Tu Chengxin folded arms, retorting that human research wasn't Jia Zhe's expertise. And if Yi Lin still died young, who would bear responsibility for wasted resources? Jia Zhe sternly warned not to block a genius for personal reasons. But Tu insisted he was impartial, stressing the Supreme Academy's absolute rule against forbidden spellmasters. Below, the audience debated, blaming Tu for being rigid when a test could decide, though admitting the academy was notoriously strict. At this point, Yi Lin spoke casually that it didn't matter if he couldn't enter, since he never cared for titles, though Jia Zhe still worriedly advised him. Before he finished, a figure suddenly rushed over, mocking loudly. Jia Zhe urgently warned Yi Lin to be careful. A palm strike hit, blasting Yi Lin across the floor. He frowned, growling to know who it was. The intruder sneered coldly in reply. With a sweep of his robe, he revealed himself as a forbidden spell master, Arrogantly flaunting he was a first-year student of the Supreme Academy, Yun Guanglu. Tu Chengxin warned coldly that further attacks would earn punishment and a written review. Yun Guanglu sneered, saying he only meant to greet but didn't expect the opponent too weak to endure one blow. Lin Yuan hurried to support Yi Lin. Worried, but he only shook his head with a faint smile. Saying he was fine. He sternly declared he would remember today's incident. Yun Guanglu mocked, jeering not to say he was scared, as he was always ready for challenge. Yi Lin replied coldly that since there were many people today, he would let it pass. But the debt would be repaid in full. Yun Guanglu only snorted. He burst into laughter, ridiculing him as weak, doomed never to win. At that instant, Yi Lin's killing intent erupted as he declared a life-and-death duel 1 year later. That statement shocked everyone, and Zhe Tianxing hurriedly reminded them it was a death duel challenge, settled by life. But Yi Lin still shouted loudly, asking directly if the opponent dared to accept. Yun Guanglu raised his head with a cold laugh. Accepting the life-and-death duel a year later, Yi Lin nodded, sealing the agreement. Inwardly he sighed lightly, but his eyes were firm, vowing to crush Jijun Academy step by step. Lao Gao came forward, patted his shoulder, laughed in praise, and classmates all shouted Yi Lin's name and Qing Cheng Academy. Scene shifts indoors. Yi Lin asked teacher about Jia Ni's condition, reassured she was only upset by defeat and would recover soon. He felt relieved. He hesitated, then curiously asked about teacher's relationship with Su Chengxin. And Zhe Tianxing sighed, saying it wasn't hard to tell. He revealed Su Chengxin was actually his first love. At that moment, Jia Ni came downstairs, stunned in disbelief at what she heard. Yi Lin almost choked on water, exclaiming in shock. He blinked repeatedly, muttering their relationship didn't seem as simple as said. Zhe Tianxing helplessly recounted, in youth he loved Su Chengxin deeply, shared a passionate romance, but broke up due to opposite natures. A year later, she unexpectedly wanted to rekindle. Yi Lin immediately asked if teacher agreed, but he shook his head, saying he couldn't since he already had Jia Ni then. Jia Ni was dazed, only whispering, while Yi Lin sighed regretfully over a beautiful yet broken love story. Zhe Tianxing smiled helplessly but full of affection, telling his daughter to study at Jijun Academy without worry. Confident in her strength, she firmly nodded. He then stressed to Yi Lin that the only suitable choice left was Daxia Academy. But Yi Lin smiled calmly, saying that was fine. Zhe Tianxing waved them to rest early since admissions would come tomorrow. Both responded together. And Yi Lin scratched his head with a cheerful grin, feeling exhausted. The next morning, the schoolyard bustled with excitement, everyone eager about Qing Cheng's brilliant results this year. Lao Gao cheerfully called Yi Lin and Jia Ni over, introducing the city lord and Su Chengxin waiting. Jia Ni politely bowed. Su Chengxin smiled gently and formally handed Jia Ni an admission invitation to Jijun Academy. She accepted trembling, eyes shining. In her heart, she rejoiced as if winning big by gaining the chance to enter Jijun Academy. She secretly told herself she had finally beaten Yi Lin once. Meanwhile, Lao Gao pulled Yi Lin aside, stressing the city lord would award the top scholar prize, a full 5 million yuan. Shocking him, City Lord Hu came up to shake hands warmly, praising his spirit. Yi Lin respectfully returned the gesture. Under the stage, cameras flashed non-stop. Reporters excitedly commented that this historic moment showed the city lord's great expectations for this year's genius. Yi Lin smiled brightly, asking when he'd get the prize. And City Lord Hu laughed, assuring nothing would be lacking, making him overjoyed, sighing he had been poor too long and now saw a chance to change his fate. City Lord ordered the reward brought up, and a group of girls carried trays. Yi Lin was stunned seeing not only money but also a skill scroll. City Lord smiled, explaining the top scholar's reward wasn't limited to 5 million yuan. There was also a rare skill scroll of out-of-body level, and additionally, a slot to enter the priceless top scholar's secret realm. Yi Lin trembled holding the token, shocked, asking if that realm was only for city top scholars. Hu City Lord confirmed and added entrance wouldn't be harmed. He was stunned, thinking if forbidden spell users were barred, he could advance quickly. But Lao Gao laughed, saying there were still limits. Just that he'd be far superior. Hu city lords solemnly entrusted him, hoping Yi Lin would win the national top scholar title this time. Surprising him, there was a national level. Lao Gao happily explained if he ranked highest he'd be honored nationwide. Yi Lin was delighted, imagining the reward would surely be extraordinary. He confidently declared to the leaders he would seize the national top scholar glory. Hu city lord laughed, praised his confidence, and eagerly called for photos, making reporters' cameras flash across the hall. Jia Zhe Tianxing sternly warned him never to cast forbidden spells in the secret realm because it cost lifespan. Yi Lin agreed, saying he understood, even if unharmed, lifespan would be lost, and he wanted to live long to enjoy the fortune. Tianxing further stressed he must be cautious since the teacher had many duties in Qingcheng. He respectfully replied, assuring the teacher he wouldn't be careless. After farewells, Yi Lin set off for Shen City. The prosperous scene overwhelmed him, feeling both excited and anxious on his first trip away from home. At the meeting place, a young girl was already waiting. She introduced herself as Bai Ling, a reception staff, inviting him to follow her to the lodging. Yi Lin politely agreed and thanked her. As they walked, Bai Ling explained the secret realm hadn't opened yet, so he had time to rest, and he could contact her if problems arose. Yi Lin gratefully replied. Back at his room, he collapsed onto the bed, exhaustion washing over him. Thinking about the unopened secret realm, he muttered if he should explore Shen City in the meantime. Just then came sounds like someone breaking the lock, making Yi Lin jump up, frowning in alertness. He wondered why his room door was disturbed since he was clearly assigned a private room. Before he could react, the door was suddenly kicked open. A young girl with a bear-shaped backpack walked in, leaving Yi Lin dumbfounded, and he immediately asked her identity. She instantly shouted back, accusing him of being a stranger trespassing her room. Yi Lin denied it, but before he could clarify her identity, she cursed him as a pervert lurking, leaving him stunned. Without giving him a chance to explain, she coldly threw a punch. The strike came violently. Its aura filled the whole room. The fist wind was so strong it cracked the window glass. Yi Lin panicked and dodged, inwardly fearing her abnormal strength. Quickly explaining he wasn't an enemy, she ignored him, hurling another punch. Yi Lin helplessly sighed that doing nothing clearly wouldn't work. Thinking so, Yi Lin immediately used the forbidden spell Mu Yu Rang Lin, summoning giant roots to bind the opponent. She struggled violently, her face changing as she couldn't break free. Yi Lin calmly said this was a newly learned spell designed to restrain berserkers, making her angrily accuse him of being a pervert. He showed his room card marked 6.099 to prove this was indeed his lodging. The girl froze, momentarily stunned. She quickly checked her own card, seeing 6.609. Shocked since she remembered it as 6.099, Yi Lin suspected she grabbed the wrong one. Realizing her mistake, she blushed in embarrassment and apologized. But Yi Lin only smiled, waving it off, reminding her to ask staff to fix the door next time. With a sudden idea, she invited him to a meal as apology, and Yi Lin agreed since he also wanted to stroll the city. They walked together on brightly lit streets, filled with lively crowds and food aromas. Curious, Yi Lin asked her profession. She introduced herself as Mei Shui, top scholar of High City, SSS ranked savage battle class, and he responded by saying he was from Qingcheng. Mei Shui excitedly asked if he had been directly admitted to Jijun Academy. Yi Lin smiled faintly, saying he once hoped so but was rejected. She was shocked, calling them blind for overlooking such talent. But Yi Lin only sighed with distant eyes, lamenting his fate tied to being a forbidden spellmaster. Hearing this, Mei Shui scratched her cheek and forced a smile, quickly changing the subject, telling him to drop the sad topic. She then cheerfully dragged Yi Lin off to eat, not giving him a chance to resist. Soon they arrived at a luxurious restaurant, Mei Shui proudly boasting it was the most famous in Shen City, and Yi Lin observed it was indeed impressive. Suddenly, a mocking voice sounded behind, calling Mei Shui's name and ridiculing her. It was Ning Yi. Mei Shui's face darkened, showing clear displeasure. Ning Yi continued to sneer, her sharp words like mocking about romance. Her eyes fixed on Yi Lin, half teasing, half provocative. asking why he chose someone fierce like Mei Shui. Enraged, Mei Shui shouted a warning, demanding she stay away. Ning Yi provoked further, inviting Yi Lin to follow her instead, promising to introduce him to more attractive girls.